Hello friends, the topic which we are going to discuss is IC engine cooling system. So this is one of our topic in unit 4. So unit 4 it is internal combustion engine performance and systems. So it is in the third line of the syllabus. It is cooling systems. Okay, and we'll go for the presentation. So it is IC engine cooling system. So we have two types of cooling system. One is air and water cooled as per our undergraduate level study. So first of all, what is the need of a cooling system? So as we know that a huge amount of heat is generated in an IC engine. So the temperature of the gas is around 2300 to 2500 degrees, which is a very high temperature. Result in burning of oil film or ceasing of welding of engine ceasing. You've been heard about ceasing of engine. So thus temperature should be optimally maintained to that the metallurgical limit of the engine cylinder, so that we have a proper cooling system is required. So first one is air cooled engine systems. So normally air cooled system is the cooling medium available for the engine is the ambient air. So wherever a low capacity engine where the amount of heat generated is very less, it's typically two wheelers. So single cylinder engines, either it can be a diesel, petrol, or a two stroke or a four stroke. If it is single cylinder engine, the quantity of fuel which is burnt on the cylinder is less. So for the heat liberated less. So the heat generation is less. So therefore, the ambient air is enough to cool the engine, and in order to support the convective heat loss from the cylinder wall will extend the surface of the engine cylinder, so that protrusion is called fin. So that protrusion is called fin. So heat will be generated within the engine cylinder, and that will be trapped to the outside environment through these fins. So that increases the convective heat loss. So next is water cooled system. So in water cooled system we have two types of water cooled system. One is thermosiphon system of cooling, another one is pump circulation. So this one is called pump circulation system. So the very simple difference is here we don't have a pump, here we have a pump. So in sense thermosiphon says that the movement of the fluid is due to the density difference. So here we have cold water, or the cold water is supplied into the engine. So once the water takes heat from the engine, the temperature of the water, cooling water, will rise. So we know that on basic fluid mechanics, whenever the temperature of the fluid is raised, the density will increase. Sorry, the density will drop. So high temperature water, so the density will be lesser. So that goes to the top of the engine cylinder, and that goes to the top portion of a radiator. So radiator is actually a heat exchanger that is used to recirculate the water to the engine cooling system. So it's a heat exchanger where it exchanges heat from the hot fluid which is coming out from the engine with the atmospheric air. So that hot water which comes into the radiator, where it exchanges heat with the atmospheric air, and that so when it cools down, the temperature drops. Once the temperature drops, the density will also increase. So therefore, the density, higher density fluid will be coming here. Then the high density fluid is going to the engine cycle. So the engine cylinder, there how the cycle operates. So the movement of water in this cooling system is due to its own density difference. So that is why it's called thermosiphon system. But in case we have another system, it's called pump circulation system, where the movement of the entire fluid is operated by a pump. Normally, it's of a centrifugal pump. So the efficiency of pump circulation system will be the cooling efficiency of the pump circulation system is good compared to the thermosiphon system. But here, no energy is spent for driving a pump. Here, energy is spent. That is the difference. And in most of the current engines are using this pump circulation systems, because we everything is electronically controlled, and the engine size we are going for go on reducing it. So we have proper cooling system, proper and efficient cooling system, so that will be supported by this pump circulation system. So this is a typical cooling system will look like. So we have multi-cylinder engine, we have a water pump, so the cold water is pumped through the engine cylinder, so that gets up the heat from the engine cylinder. And once the temperature reaches, so we have a thermostat valve here, it's like a temperature switch, so it won't allow This won't allow the water to pass through unless a predefined temperature attained. For example, if we set a temperature of 80 to 90 degrees Celsius, the initial temperature of water is around 45 degrees, 40 degree or 35 degrees Celsius. That water goes to the engine and gains heat and attains, and the temperature of the water go on rising. For example, if it attains a 70-degree temperature at this exit, this thermostat valve doesn't allow the 70 degrees Celsius water. So it will be accumulated within this engine cylinder, and once the temperature rises beyond 80 or 90, then it allows, so that 90 degrees Celsius water goes to the radiator upper tank and then comes to the various tubes where it loses heat to the atmospheric air and comes to the lower tank. So this is how the entire working principle of a cooling system with a water pump and thermostat valve will work. Thank you.